Today we are talking about Multikicker, a keyword that basically says, this is the one spell you can blow your entire mana budget on in one spell. Welcome to Commander Class episode 136, a series where I break down a small bit of Commander and explain it to you in simpler terms. Last week we were on Kicker, so this week of course we now decided to go on Multikicker, a mechanic that lets you play the spell over and over and over and over and over again. This keyword is flexible and also explosive. Multi-kicker cards are great for early and late game, but it's only if you have the mana to feed it. But before we start kicking everything multiple times, a quick reminder. If you enjoy the videos and want to support the channel, check out my small little shop where I make t-shirts and hoodies. Perfect for game nights, convention days, or just reminding everyone at the table that you definitely remember your triggers today. There will be a link down in the description if you want to support the channel. They look amazing, they're really colourful and soft, but also while you're there, remember to like and subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff we always ask for. But now back onto the video. The best way to start this off is explaining what is Multikicker. Multikicker is a variant of the kicker keyword, written Multikicker cost, where the cost of the card can be paid any number of times the card is played, as opposed to the limit of 1 as defined in the original kicker ability. Cards with Multikicker have an ability that refers the number of times the card was kicked. So what is that in layman's terms? Think Multikicker as ordering a meal where you get to choose as many sides as you want. The more you pay, the more you get. If you just want a little bit of value, if you're not really that hungry, you just kick it once. But if you have a large amount of mana and you want to be a bit chaotic, you can kick the same card multiple times to get as many sides as you can feed on. Multi-kick scales with the amount of mana you have, so you pay for the cost of the card and then you pay the kicker cost, and if it's early game and you don't have much mana, you may not be able to play it, or you may be able to play it once or twice. Where later game you can put all your mana into the one card, pay the cost of the card, and kick it as many times as you want. This makes Multikicker cards strong at the beginning and at the end of games. Now if you ever wanted to play Multikicker as a commander, you're in luck. There is a total, and a whopping big massive total, of 1. There is one commander that has Multikicker. And if you don't know what this card is, it is Zethi Arcane Blade Master. For 1 generic, a white and a blue, you get a legendary creature, human soldier, that is a rare. It has Multikicker for a hybrid mana of a white or blue. When Zethi Arcane Blade Master enters the battlefield, exile up to X target instant cards from your graveyard, where X is the number of times Zethi was kicked. Put a kick counter on each of them. Whenever Zethi attacks, copy each exile card you own with a kick counter on it. You may cast the copies, and is a 3/3. So what's the best way to build this commander? It is play a lot of instances that do a lot of cool things, and then play her with a load of mana, so a load of mana rocks when it comes to discolors, and then put a load of kicker counters on your instances, so then whenever she attacks, you then can use your mana to cast the spells that have been exiled, so you get to use them again and again. There's a lot of powerful instances in white and also in blue, a lot of counter spells, so you can counter as many times as you want, and then attack, play a bunch of counters that probably won't do anything, but there's also a lot of instances that like power up your creatures or let you draw a shit ton. But also if you want to make a multi-kicker deck, there's also cards that also have multi-kicker in it that cannot be your commander. When it comes to these, you have to ramp very well when it comes to having multiple multi-kicker cards in your deck. If you love scaling spells, or like flexible tools that just get better and better and more powerful the later the game goes on, these multi-kicker cards can be slotted into pretty much majority of decks. Let's go through some of the best multi-kicker cards that Magic has to offer. Comet Storm, Jiraja Warcaller, Marshall's Anthem, Strength of the Taruju, Wolfbriar Elemental. So is Multikicker worth building around a commander? No. I do think Multikicker is really good as a commander, or a spell in a deck that you have lots of ramp in. I don't think it is a thing you should hard focus on. When it comes to this, you need a lot of ramp to put into one spell, so you get a choice of playing this one spell or playing cards in your hand. So again, it is good if there is like discard and stuff, so you get to play a very powerful card. But again, it's more of a workaround than a hard focus on. However, they're also flexible, satisfying, and lets you squeeze extra power out of every single mana you put into it. But as always, let me know what you think of Multikicker down in the comments down below. If there's any cards you think go great with these, again, let me know in the comments down below. If you have a Multikicker deck or Mox Field or anything like that, or you just want to show off your deck, again, comment down below. While you're there, remember to like and subscribe and do all that YouTubey stuff we always ask and annoy you for. Remember to watch a bunch of my content, and as always, if you liked this commander class, I have last week's commander class here, a playlist of all the commander classes I do here, and a subscribe button here, and I shall see you all in the next class.